Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec, and today I'm participating in the monthly YouTube collaboration for the love of crafting and sharing. You're going to find links to all the other participants below, so be sure to check them out. Our July prompt was hot, hot, hot. So what I'm going to be doing is documenting my husband's hot pepper garden that he has going on in our backyard. Now, if you don't have hot peppers to document, don't worry about it. I'm going to be talking about paper selection, stash diving, as well as a go-to design. Here's what I'm going to be using: the striped paper, the green, and the red polka dot. That all comes from Photoplay Paper's O Canada collection. The yellow and the wood grain is newer stuff from Stampin' Up, and I also have some coordinating cardstock I selected. Now, I didn't have any embellishments for a pepper-themed garden, so what I selected were some older punches. You see those on the right. I'll talk more about them later, as well as two new die sets from Stampin' Up. They are the Forever Flourishing dies, as well as the Best Plaid Builder die set. So I did a bit of preparation in advance. I created this frame style foundation with 3 sheets of paper, and I gutted 2 of them. And if you want to see how I do that, I will link up a video below. And now I'm going to show you the material I selected. Now, when I started this project, I didn't have any hot pepper themed products, so I thought of color. And for me, hot peppers, it's red, green, and yellow. So I looked for something that incorporated those colors, and I found that striped paper from Photoplay Paper, and then I selected some other colors that went with it. That's the red and the green as well as the yellow, and that led me to the wood grain paper. It's not exactly as vibrant as I would like it, especially the green, but it was the best I could do with what I had, so I knew I had to make it work. I matted and trimmed my photos in advance, but I still didn't have any embellishments, and I certainly didn't have any hot pepper themed embellishments in my stash, so I had to go through my tools. Now, I did remember having a paisley punch from Creative Memories that we used to make tons of stuff with many, many years ago, including hot pepper. So I picked that out, as well as a small burst punch. And then when I was going through my tools, I found this Plaid Builder punch, and it comes in 2 parts, but I thought that first part that I'm showing you right there would make a good trellis. So I thought, hey, I'll try that. And then I also selected some leaves as well, and that was from the Forever Flourishing dies. Anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about my philosophy about stash diving for tools a little bit later on. But now what I'm going to do is continue preparing my foundation page, and it is going to be one of my go-to designs, which is an L design. I'm going to do a classic L here, but you can do it sideways, upside down. It really works well for me anyway all the time. So what you see me doing is creating the vertical line, and I did that with 3 different strips of paper, and I'm going to put measurements for all the pieces I cut on the screen. And now what I'm doing is creating a circle with the custom cutting system from Creative Memories. That's a 6-inch circle. So temporarily my L design is going to be a B, but it does turn into an L. My plan is to place these photos along that vertical line, but before doing anything, I do want to add a few ink splatters, which is not something I often do, but I kind of want to dirty up my white a bit because this is a garden page. So I put 1 drop of ink from a Stampin' Up! Re-inker in there, 1 squirt of water, and I'm using a paintbrush, and I'm trying to flick, but Chester's trying to help me, I guess. Anyway, I let that dry for about 5 minutes, and now what I'm going to do is simply adhere my B, which will eventually be an L, to the foundation page. So once I get this down, I'm going to place my photos, but before I adhere any of the photos, I do want to play around with title and my embellishments. And I don't want to adhere my photos quite yet because I'm not quite sure how much space this is going to take, my title as well as my embellishing. So I showed you 2 die sets. One of them is from Alt-New, that's the small one, Hot Hot, and the larger one is from Stampin' Up. And I'm going to list all the tools I use in the information box below. So I cut those out in advance, and that's going to be my title, Hot Hot Peppers. But now what I'm going to do with this paisley punch is just create a few hot peppers. Basically, what you're going to see me do is I simply cut out 3 of them. And then what I'm going to do is take this burst punch and cut out little bursts, and it's almost like where the stem comes out of on my peppers. You're going to see that right there. But I do want to add more to this embellishment cluster. As you can see, it kind of creates that hot pepper look. But what I'm going to do over the next little bit is cut that trellis out with my Big Shot, and I'm also going to cut out some leaves with my Big Shot. But I'm going to go back and talk a little bit about my stash diving into my tools, because I do find it very useful and very important actually when I don't have any embellishments to coordinate with the page. What I typically do is just go through my tools with an open mind to see if there's anything I can use on my page. Now obviously for this particular one, I kind of zeroed in on that paisley punch. I remember doing it many years ago. Believe me, it was a long time ago. But the other stuff I really had to have an open mind, especially for that plaid builder punch. I'd never used it before, and that's not its intended use, but when I looked at it I thought, hey, that would work for a trellis. Well, the leaves were pretty obvious for a garden. I just kind of found something that would work, and I liked these ones because it gave me a really nice bunch of leaves. Not only that, they actually look like the pepper leaves, and I did actually pick out a few other tools. You're going to see later on I use a chevron punch. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is it's really useful to go looking through your tools from time to time with an open mind. Not only does it get you to use your tools, it also helps you remember what tools you have for future projects. It's just a way of really zeroing in using your investment. So now what you see me doing, I'm going back to my embellishment cluster, is creating a cluster kind of above the title there. As you can see, my peppers are upside down here, and I learned that this year when my husband started growing all of these hot pepper plants, is that they kind of grow upwards. I would have intuitively put them in the other direction. Anyway, I built that cluster there around my title, which is on wax paper, and I'm more or less getting ready to adhere. So what you see me doing is popping up that photo in the middle. I have it on 3 layers of scrap cardstock. It kind of serves like almost like foam adhesive, except it's not foam adhesive. And now I'm ready to adhere everything to the page. I start by actually positioning the 2 H's because I do know I want my title to say hot, hot, and then peppers right underneath. But by positioning those 2 H's first, I knew where I would have to position the larger word. I stopped the camera while I was adhering those letters, and then I put it back on to continue adhering my embellishments. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my go-to design here because as you can see, I have an L forming, especially with that vertical line, the strip of photos, and that title going across. What I do with an L design, whether I have it upside down or classic or sideways, ultimately I have a vertical line and a horizontal line, and I fill in the space between the L on a diagonal. Basically, I fill in half the page on a diagonal. And that can be with photos, title, embellishments, journaling, and all of that kind of stuff. In this case, my photos are along the vertical line and my title and embellishing is kind of in the middle, but it can be in the reverse. The idea is to create the L and fill in the page on the diagonal, and it really does work well. Now what you see me doing is adding 2 very small hits of embellishing. That embellishment cluster at the bottom, that is it. I don't want to repeat that anywhere else because my eyes would be going all over the place, but I certainly want to repeat that color red in 2 other spots. So I'm going to fill in that space above the bottom photo with a tag that I had in my stash. I had created it for a previous project that I never used, and then I made myself a reinforcer with a hole punch and a circle punch, and that created a nice little ring, and I did it in red. On the top there with that chevron punch, I simply cut out 3 chevrons in one of each of the pepper colors. Again, a very simple way of adding a repetition of the color, especially that red, in 3 spots on the page, and that is it. For once, I didn't tweak my page after this video ended. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Scrapbooking Quebec, I would be absolutely thrilled if you did. Don't forget to check out the other participants. Their links are all listed below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.